Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, all of my beautiful friends from the internet. I hope each and every single one of you is doing absolutely spectacular on this fine Tuesday morning, or whenever you happen to be listening to this podcast episode, whether that be morning, evening, or into the night. Welcome to the Reddit Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/Askreddit. I am your host, Luke Dick. Now remember, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever else you get your podcasts, please leave us a rating and also leave us that review. You can answer this week's Reddit question by going and listening in Spotify, and you click the description of the episode, and there should be a comment feature in that description. And you can comment and answer the question or just say anything you want to, really. And you'll be notified when that response is published. And I'll read that response out loud on the next week's following episode. This is an ad-supported show, so we'll take an ad break about 10-15 minutes in the show after we're done reading the responses from the last following week. And then we will take another one about 20-30 minutes into the show after that. Please go ahead and join our subreddit, r/Reddit Asks Us, where you can post all things Reddit related, and there's a new mega thread posted every single week in case you want to post responses or comments about the episode or whatever. What have you be on that subreddit? So, if you would like to go ahead, you can do that. We also do a poll and a would you rather for this podcast. So I will also talk about the results of the poll from the previous week. So I guess why don't we just start with that? I've had a little bit of, I don't know, it's been a little bit of loose, I guess, in terms of the structure on how I've been reading these off. But the poll from last week was, I'm just pulling it up on my laptop here right now. Would you rather fall 100 meters with no injuries or not be affected by temperatures -50 to +50 degrees Celsius? And I don't know if I specified degrees Celsius, but this is the first time we have a 50-50 split on this. That's pretty spectacular. That's pretty amazing. Falling 100 meters with no injuries and not being affected from -50 to +50 degrees Celsius. A 50-50 split. So that is pretty remarkable. Now we're going to read the comments from last week's episode. So last week's episode was, what was the biggest waste of money you've ever seen? The first one comes from the Green Changeling. What's going on? School needs benches for hallways. School teaches, amongst other trades, carpentry. School decides to buy benches from some designer. Price tag rumored to be approximately $5,600. I can't recall if price tag was per bench or total sum. Benches were less comfortable than the floor. This happened in Norway, in case anyone was wondering. That is so wild. You literally have the students to do work for you. Like, it's like you could seriously be like, we will give you an A in this class if you just make benches for us. Like the class is totally yours if you'll just make some benches. Not only that, but do you know who sits on the benches? The students. Do you not think the students would want to make benches that they might like or, find comfortable, or, maybe they can put their artwork on it? But yeah, we know how schools work, folks. We know how schools work. Schools are crushing the dreams of children in today's age. Or is that not correct? Crushing the creativity. No, I'm just kidding. I don't mean to crap on schools. It's really the teachers. The teachers are the best. Most teachers, I'm not saying all of them, but most teachers, they are doing a good job trying to increase creativity and flourish and help to create flourishing students. But the school itself, the school system itself, I don't know if it's really designed to enhance and promote a whole lot of creativity. This is a prime example. It's like we could really use the students band together and create something that's going to be useful for all around the school. And if you commit to it, it's easy to get a good grade on this. But no, we're just basically telling you straight to your face that, yeah, we know you guys all suck. Yeah, we didn't want to tell it to your face, but really, you think we were gonna get benches made by you? Your school is literally flexing on you. This is your school just flexing on the students. Like, yeah. You thought we were gonna sit on that shit? No way, dog. Ain't no way we're sitting on the benches y'all are making. We saw those benches. We saw the class projects, the chairs from last semester. Woo! There's no way I'm gonna sit on that. There's no way anyone's gonna sit on that. Yeah, we saw the work you guys were producing, and we just don't really think it's up to par. It's really not to the specifications that the school is looking for. It's like, what are the specifications? Sitting? I don't know. Next one comes from Ghost. Wazza Luke. I'm a dude, by the way, and yeah, I'm a ghost owner. Graduated with 16 with a diploma. Great episode, stay ghostly. Yeah, I don't mean to demote. Again, Ghost loves to know. Loves to let us know that he's, cheeching on the ganja, which is, you know what? Like, I'm not going to admit to anything myself, okay? This is a show where we dance around topics like that because this is, I understand that there are young folks listening to the show, so I don't want to necessarily promote any behavior specifically, but, Ghost is doing what Ghost is doing, and Ghost is going to let us know, all right? Ghost is going to fully inform us on what Ghost is up to, and we appreciate that as a fan base. We absolutely do. So thank you, Ghost, for participating and giving us a little peek, a little window, a little, shutter. You know in movies when they, like, barely open the shutter there, like they pry the little two shutter things open. Thanks for giving a peep into your life. Graduating at 16 with a diploma. That's impressive. We are all backing you and love you, Ghost. Next one comes from Dusty. For the Would You Rather, I chose the minus 50 to plus 50 temperatures, so I wouldn't have to worry about what I'd have to wear in said temperature range. Yeah, literally, you could wear whatever you wanted on any day. Updates on the fights at my high school. First week, 3 fights happened, and on the second day, that fight happened right after my first period class. Wow, people are getting right into it. And they're not BSing around. They're like, let's get into this right away. Fight first thing in the morning. Not even after I've been stressed all day. Class is over, and they got to let out the stress, and the fights finally just boils over. No, we're skipping to first thing in the morning. I got to wake up. How am I supposed to wake up without my morning, my morning Mike Tyson? How am I supposed to wake up without my morning abdomen shot to the abdomen? Like I feel like I need to get winded in the morning. That's how I get revitalized. Is I just got to get punched really hard in the stomach, and then I'm just like, yeah, feeling ready for the day. I'm ready to fight the day. I'm gonna ready to fight through the rest of this day, literally and metaphorically. On the second day, that fight happened to be right after my first period class, and the fight happened because a friend of someone who was in the fight was jumped at a mall in my town and transferred to my school to get back at for his friend. If this is true, then that's dedication. Yeah, that is. The person's back, and it's you're holding it down. You're holding it down for the gang. Next one comes from a special little cat. So my school spent so much money on remodels. It was so ass. I'm talking the whole school, new sections and shit, and now the whole school sucks. and out of the 5 AC units, 2 work. And you don't realize the pain of doing cheer practice in an 80-degree gym because the district spent more money on their office. This actually happened. They did spend hundreds on their offices, and it ended in a strike. So it didn't even get used anyways. They're like, I don't understand what the whole... It's like, yeah, why don't we spend all the money where it doesn't matter? Why don't we spend all the money on... You know what education is about? Does anyone here know what education is really about? Learning? Hell no. You thought it was learning? Wow, I can't believe you thought it was learning. Wow. No. And it's not about children. It's not about education at all. It's about bureaucracy and administration. That's executive administration. That is the crux of education. All right. The more round tables we can have, the more let's put a pin in that type of conversations, the more putting off we can do, the more it's going to increase the efficiency and the quality of our education system. And that's truly it. So my $100,000 administration building, listen, it's got a sauna. I'm stressed, all right, from administering all these rules about education, okay? I got to sit in on meetings all day. That's exhausting. I need to relax, Okay? It's not about the kids for once. It's always all about the kids. Finally, we're at a point where we can say this is not about the kids. Jeez, can we finally get on board with this? Jeez, could a kid do my job? You think a kid could do my job? Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. Next one comes from Nick. Hey, Luke and listeners, been a while. School is stressful and I'm busy, but I'm free now. Well, thanks for choosing us to listen to as a podcast in your free time. Cool episode as always. Thank you so much. I definitely want to fall 100 meters with no injuries. That sounds like a cool experience. No story this week. Oh, fair enough. And 100 meters again? This is why it was 50-50, okay? This is why it was a flip a coin on this one, because everyone's got different motivations for this. Everyone's got different motivations. Are you trying to explore Antarctica while also crossing the Gobi Desert and not really be affected by that? Who knows? But if you're trying to be a Red Bull parkour master and potentially, dominate the Olympics in gymnastics, maybe maybe there's some there's potential all over the place is what I'm saying, right? We can exploit all of this. Last one on from Spotify comes from KH, the Reddit guy. What's up, Luke and listeners? It's me, KH, the Reddit guy. Mine would be the computer I bought for 5 months ago. It was $574.73 Canadian. I'm in Ontario, Canada, by the way. Thank you, fellow Canadian, for commenting. I'm currently in Halifax, Canada, so shout out to my fellow Canadian. By the way, I can't even download Epic Games Launcher, bro. Also, it's subbed to me on YouTube. It's called Call Me, KH, Call... spelt with a K. Oh, Call Me. It's Call Me. Oh, KALLME on YouTube. Streaming, I guess. So, yeah, I guess check out your streams. Bye-bye. Love y'all. Love you, KH Reddit guy. Thank you so much for commenting. And $574 Canadian. That's almost $600 Canadian. That's a lot of money. Okay? $600 in Canada. I don't know if y'all know much about Canada right now, but our dollar is it's really in the toilet right now, I guess you could say. It's the embodiment of a porta potty is where the Canadian dollar is currently is how the Canadian dollar is currently performing. Maybe not compared to a lot of like other places I guess in the world, but like a G7 our dollar's like worth the least out of all the G7 countries, which is like things are expensive and our dollars don't take us far. So $600, that's a lot of money, and to not be streaming games like that, to not be able to open, what is it, Epic Games Launcher? Come on. Maybe is that a Fortnite? Is Epic Games Fortnite, or? I think so. Maybe Fortnite's got to get on that, bro. Last one comes from Reddit, from the Dopic. Hey, Luke, great episode. Well, thank you very much. For the poll, unaffected by minus 50 to 50 would be better than me. I sweat a lot, so being at room temperature for most of the time sounds great. Plus, what would I do with no fall damage? Well, like we said, could be gymnast, Olympic gold medalist. For the question, it's always been wild to me how celebrities and rich people will spend money on the stupidest things, like a golden bathtub. Why did I read that as a golden butthole? My brain is rotting. This is how much I watch Instagram Reels. Okay, my brain is becoming a cesspool of tar. It is just getting gaping holes burned all the way through. A diamond-encrusted iPhone? Why? Like, I've seen that shit on YouTube. Like, YouTubers like, a diamond-encrusted iPhone. It doesn't do shit, but it's diamond-encrusted. Why? Yeah, again. Like, I understand if it was a part of a collection or, like, cars or watches, but why do you need a diamond in your head looking at you, Uzi? Yeah, or even an iPhone, because, I feel like there's a general consensus nowadays that iPhones just don't last long. They're coming out with a brand new one every year. Apple literally just announced that they're not even gonna make the iPhone 15 anymore. That's the one that they just made. They're not even making it anymore. They're just yeah. So we're kind of shamelessly stealing everyone's money right now. But be sure to check out the new diamond-encrusted iPhone. It's going to cost $100,000, but that's the base version. So, base version is the diamond-encrusted version. Then we have a gold and diamond-encrusted version. Then we have Ruby, which It features, a 35 million year old ruby in there. So in case you want to check that out, that will be the next above the base model. So, all right, we're going to read off the Would You Rather for this week, and then we're going to take a short ad break, and then hop into today's episode. So, the Would You Rather for today is, would you rather eat a ravioli with Oreo filling or an Oreo with ravioli filling? Ooh. This is a tough one, so I trust you will think long and hard about this. No pun intended. We're going to take a short ad break and be right back with you.
Hiring for your small business? If you're not looking for professionals on LinkedIn, you're looking in the wrong place. That's like looking for your car keys in a fish tank. LinkedIn helps you hire professionals you can't find anywhere else, even those who aren't actively searching for a new job but might be open to the perfect role. In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't even visit other leading job sites. So start looking in the right place. With LinkedIn, you can hire professionals like a professional. Post your free job on linkedin.com/achieve today.
Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. Now let's hop in to this week's episode. We're no longer living in the past, my friends. We are moving and chugging forward into the future, into the frontier of the Reddit Asks Us podcast content. This week's episode, of course, you can see from the episode title, it is, what is the worst I hate to break it to you moment that you had with somebody? First one comes from Gakwa. I had a guy working for me that was extremely nice, easy to get along with, and wildly inept. I just imagine if that's somebody's dating profile, bio. Extremely nice, easy to get along with, wildly inept. Won't be able to do. If you like frolicking, I'm not your guy. I'm nice, easy to get along with, but if you're looking to a guy to frolic the fields with, I'm not that guy. I'm just wildly inept. Really anything. Arcades, if you want to take me to an arcade, I'm just not capable. Because Space Invaders is it's just too much. It's a little bit overwhelming for me. Is it space? Is it invading? Who's invading? Why are they invading? Can we please come to a diplomatic discussion, solution here? It's a little bit too much for me. I can't do it. Not even low effort, but was just not capable of learning seemingly basic tasks. We tried everything. Coaching, giving him legitimate checklist instructions, having a team lead sit with him for a couple weeks to walk him through basics, everything. Jeez, a team lead for a couple weeks? This is investment. Everybody said the same thing. He just couldn't do the job. Everything he had to be double-checked by somebody else, which meant it might as well had to be done by somebody else. But everyone liked the guy. That's a tough one. Just you like him, but you're just you suck at your job. You are a great guy, but I don't trust you with the excavator. I just can't get you there because you almost took my head off. I would be a decapitated person if I hadn't pulled the emergency stop on that. I would be Ichabod Crane. All right, people would be going on Halloween dressed as me. But he still just couldn't, they thought he was easygoing, cool to be around, everything, but he just straight up couldn't do the job. So I had to find another place for him in the company that would be a better match for his skills. The option for him would be to either take a lower job with lower pay, or he would be fired with severance. I was not looking forward to the conversation. I called him for a one-on-one, hate to break it to him, and the first thing he started with was, "Hey boss, before we start going, I just wanted to tell you that I really feel like I've been doing a great job here and I would like to talk about a raise." Yeah, that conversation was not fun. Jeez. Yeah. Oh, a raise. That's funny. I actually came to talk to you about the exact opposite. Usually getting called into the office is not a great sign. It's not necessarily a great sign. I don't know. Maybe you should have held your comments to the end. If you're getting called to the meeting, I'm not sure if that's the right time to bring it up. If you want to schedule the meeting, maybe that's a different story, but Usually when someone else calls the meeting, it's not usually a great sign. But that is a tough one. I just think I've been doing a great job putting my head to the grindstone or whatever the expression is, and I just think I finally deserve a raise. You're fired. I'm sorry, but you're fired. I just don't see how you could possibly think that you could deserve a raise. You have been saying you're going to drive the forklift. Yeah, but boss. I'm getting the hang of it. I'm finally getting the hang of it. You said you were getting the hang of it for the last 2 years. You can't just, you can't say I'm finally getting the hang of it for 2 years. Okay, you could say I'm finally getting the hang of it. You say you're finally getting the hang of it. And then usually what follows from saying I finally getting the hang of it is hanging it. Usually you can hang it. You can leave it there under your supervision, and it's good, and it's fine. No one needs to come in and hang it for you. Nobody needs to re-hang it. It just hangs. But every time you hang it up, we gotta hang it down and then hang it back up again. Otherwise, we're gonna find someone hanging from the ceiling because you tied them up in a bunch of chains and didn't notice what you were doing, and you raised that up into the air, and then that person ended up dying from suffocation. That exact situation almost happened last week. You almost hanged a man. Yeah, but see, keyword boss there, keyword boss man, almost, okay? I think I deserve a little bit of slack in this situation. The keyword there, bosso, is almost. He almost died. Did he die? No, he didn't. Took a couple weeks, maybe the next year, off of work. Maybe he's going to sue, but that's fine because you know what? I'm covered by the company, and the company's going to represent me. It's like, no, you screwed the company. You're fired. Like, ooh. I feel bad for bro. I'm kind of painting him in a bad light with these jokes. I think I kind of riffed on this a little bit too hard. But it's kind of tough. It's like, yeah, I know you wanted the raise, but I was actually going to offer you less money. So, yeah. But that's, yeah, kind of it. Think about it as less responsibility. And you don't have to worry about so much about accidentally killing people on the site. Next one comes from Not Tandoma. I had to tell my friend that the online girlfriend he'd been talking to for months was actually a scammer using stolen photos. He was planning to send her money to come and visit, and breaking the news to him was one of the toughest conversations I've had. I'm surprised he believed you. Why didn't you want to tell bro this from the beginning? Usually when it's like, oh, who are you chatting with there? Oh, just this girl that I met online. Oh, cool. Where is she from? She's from Romania, I think is the place where she said she was from. Could be somewhere, Slovenia, I think maybe. Oh, okay. Interesting. What does she do? Well, see, that's the thing is she doesn't really do much. I've kind of just been sending her money because she's just been she's been going through it, She's just been going through it, and she said she's saving up the money that I'm sending her because she's gonna come over here, and she says she wants to live with me and be my husband, and I'm gonna be her husband. So really, this is I'm making an investment, and I'm just I'm investing in her future because I want her to be a successful person. I see. Do you have photos of her that I could see? Yeah, dude. Check these photos out. Check out these photos. Okay. I think she's pretty. I think she would be very good looking. If the image was actually pixelated. Yeah, no, but like, beauty's beyond that, dude. You can't be so superficial. Look beyond the pixels. Beyond the pixels are the personality. And that's what you're not seeing here. It's like, okay, personality. Let's just see your text messages. It's like, okay, bro, this is totally done by Google Translate. This conversation is being done in Google Translate. There's not a single piece of correct grammar here at all. And every other text she's sending you is asking you for more money. Dude, I don't really think you understand how expensive things are in Slovenia. Have you ever been? Have you literally ever been to Slovenia? Yeah, you clearly wouldn't understand how much more things are expensive. Okay, it's not America. Slovenia is clearly not America. It's not cheap to be Slovenian. It probably isn't cheap to be Slovenian. I actually have no idea, but still. I think you're not really being charitable about this. She's beautiful. I mean, I bet she is. I like that pink pixel she's wearing. That's nice. Pink 3 pixels, maybe. Is it supposed to be a dress or something? I kind of am getting... I think this is Minecraft. I honestly think she's sending you photos of Minecraft. That looks like a Minecraft character. Actually, you know what? She took a photo of a piece of Lego. That is a Lego. I've never seen somebody's skin yellow before. Like, this is yellow. Like, this is concerning. If someone had that skin tone, I would call 911. That person would be wildly unhealthy, liver disease or something. Like, it's like, you don't understand. Slovenians just have yellower skin than we do, okay? Clearly, you've never met anybody from former Yugoslavia, okay? Their skin is akin to Lego figurines and characters. Everybody knows that. To be honest, it's kind of hot. So I'd appreciate if you didn't if you'd stop ragging on my girlfriend, bro. Jeez. Like, I really am curious to how he took that. Like, it's just, if you're living under that kind of delusion for so long, like, I really doubt he was kind of just going to be like, oh yeah, this is a total scam, dude. Thanks, bro. Like, wow, you really opened my eyes on that one. I really didn't, no, like, I really honestly think he's probably going to be like, you don't even have a girlfriend, bro. Well, you don't even have a girlfriend. I have a girlfriend. She's might be made of Lego, but at least I have one. Look at your lonely ass. You don't have a girlfriend at all. Never even had one in your life. So, have you ever sent money to your girlfriend? Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. Have you ever sent $500 to your girlfriend? Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Have you ever spent your life savings on your girlfriend? Yeah, that's what I thought, bro. Yeah. Nice try. Try to get a girl, bro. Yeah, talk to me when you have a girl. Reply from Ord Satan. So my friend had a similar thing going on, claimed to have talked a bunch on the phone, and we didn't really believe him. Eventually, she asked for money for a ticket, and we were all there like... Eventually she asked money for a ticket, and we were all like, there it is, and he finally believed us. He decided to put it to the test once and for all, and told her that he bought her a ticket for the flight, assuming she'd made up an excuse to get out of it. He didn't really buy the ticket, assuming he was just calling out the catfisher. Well, to his surprise, the day of, he got a call from her at the airport, panicking because they couldn't find the ticket. He managed to play it off as a mistake and was able to get her on the flight. She really was the big... Oh, God, I'm not saying that. She was the goth girl from the photos, and they dated for 5 years, and she came out every summer for like 5 years before they grew apart. Okay, interesting. That's a positive one. When your bro tells you he's got the Slovenian GF, and she actually shows up, damn. I might have to rethink my situation with women now. I think that's truly just gone to show that I have no grizz. I don't know what else to say. Like, I got no game. If bro can hook up a Slovenian girl and fly her out here and they date for 5 years, dog, what the fuck am I doing wrong? I'm clearly doing something wrong, because damn. Yeah, that's a tough look. That one's a tough one. It's like, ooh, okay, that's those roasts were actually hitting kind of hard because you indeed do have the Slovenian goth GF. That's kind of crazy. Next one comes from Swishy Muffins. Not me, but I went to visit my dad at his job, and he had an employee there who was kind of bragging to his other coworkers about how well he'd been doing at the job and thinking of asking for a promotion. My dad later told me that he had to fire that guy later that day due to poor performance despite multiple attempts to help him. LOL. This is like Ryan from The Office. I don't understand. It's like they just act like they're doing stuff, but they're not. It's like, no, boss. You see, what I bring to the company is innovation, okay? I bring synergy. I bring revolution. I bring transformation. I bring metamorphosis, reorganization, rearranging, restructuring, remodeling, restyling, novelty. These are the things that I bring to the company. Okay, well, that's interesting, but to this point, the only thing that you've renovated was you bought a new desk chair for yourself. Like, this is, I don't, like, see that. But no. Well, let me stop you right there. It's about ergonomics. Have you ever heard of that word, ergonomic? Yeah, I don't think so. I wouldn't even have guessed you'd know what that word is. Yeah, of course. Of course not. But how am I supposed to be productive at work without ergonomicity? It's like, I don't think that's a word, but sure. Yeah, exactly. This is why I bought the anime mouse pad. Okay, this is why I bought the hentai mouse pad. Because it's motivation. Every time I look down at the hentai mouse pad, I'm thinking, I'm doing it for her. Okay? I'm doing it for Kimika. Every time I look down at her, I'm like, what am I here for the job? What am I grinding for? What am I working my butt off for? It's for her. So I think you need to put a little bit more respect on my name, honestly, and let me do my thing here. Because I'm revitalizing this company. And I don't think you truly get what's going on here. Listen, Brad, you refilled the water machine with chocolate milk. Okay, you might have thought that was a great idea, but it was terrible. The chocolate milk went bad. You filled it in an opaque container so no one knew it was chocolate milk, and now it's destroyed the machine. But not only that, it smells like rotten milk in the break room. They've cordoned it off. There's actually worry about some sort of bacterial contamination. This has led to an infestation of all kinds of wild animals climbing their way through the ducts to get at this chocolate milk. Like this, I don't understand. How does that innovating anything? All right, like this doesn't. Like I'm not really seeing how this is really moving the company in the forward direction. You threw out everybody's food in the fridge and replaced it with factor meals. Like, listen, I understand that, but Trent is gluten-free. He can't eat any of that stuff. Like, we have people in here with dietary restrictions. They can't eat that. I know you might have thought it was a good idea, but also you charge the factor meals on the company credit card. You didn't even pay for them. And they were all the same. Every day, they were all the same. See, it's all about how you're fueling your body, okay? You're not putting in the right ingredients to fuel your body to perform and succeed. All right? Trent has celiac. Has he ever thought of just powering through, okay? It's about resilience. Just let it go. Have a little gluten. A little gluten's not going to kill you, okay? It's just a little gluten. Build up a tolerance, how about? Well, the thing for Trent is he actually almost died because of that. So, yeah. I think it's time we had the conversation about let you go. Yeah, we can't Can't handle that innovation anymore.
George Clooney and Brad Pitt's new movie, Wolves, is on Apple TV Plus September 27th.
That's where I want you to be now.
So if you want to see George Clooney and Brad Pitt, go to Apple TV Plus.
You got to start the story there.
Or if you want to see Brad Pitt and George Clooney, go to Apple TV Plus.
I am enjoying the show.
And if you want to see their new movie, Wolves,
You can't do it, I'm going to help you out. I can do it, so do it.
definitely go to Apple TV Plus.
Admit it, it's cool. Okay, fine, it was very cool.
Wolves, streaming September 27th on Apple TV Plus. Rated R.
I live by routines, especially my same-day delivery routine with Shipt. Because when Sunday rolls around, I'm not scared. I got my shopper on the way with all my favorites. Shipt, delight in every delivery. Learn more at shipt.com.
Next one comes from Finger Slam Grandpa. Wow, really? Come on, guys. My best friend in high school was overweight and would sweat profusely. We would come in after lunch in Texas. Ooh, in Texas. He would smell, like Texas, correct me if I'm wrong, but Texas gets hella hot, doesn't it? And he would smell awful. I think he would wear his clothes without washing them after sweating. We had an English class after, and the AC sucked, so the teacher put a fan in the window, and he would sit in front of the fan and blow his funk. Oh, that's disgusting. Blow his funk over everybody. What I'm picturing the green lines of smell from SpongeBob. I don't know if you guys ever remember that, but it's like the person smells it and he just turns into a crisp in his chair. Turns into some fried fish. The class got together and voted that I should be the one to tell him. Well, I had to break it to him for the last year. He has smelled horribly. I felt pretty bad, but he never stunk again. To be honest, though, I'm actually kind of surprised it worked. Shout out to this guy for actually getting the job done. But I feel like if you've been showing up for a year without showering and some dude just tells you need to take a shower, I really don't think that's going to be the moment where you're like, I'm finally going to rethink my hygiene decisions because bro told me I needed to take a shower. I mean, I really maybe this is a little bit delusional. I think maybe this is how you wanted the story to end. This is what you've been telling yourself for the past 20 or 30 years. You've been out of high school, 10, 20, 30 years you've been out of high school. You've just been telling yourself that that's what happened, but no, truly what happened was he smelled even worse the next day just to stick it to you guys, and now you've been trapped in a reliving of that situation, and it's, well, actually, no, sorry, not a reliving of the situation. What happened is it was so bad that you all suffered from long-term memory loss, and that's just, it's been wiped from your brain. You're like, yeah, I think it smelled fine for the rest of the year, let alone the fact that you guys were all quarantined together because he was designated a biohazard into the city. Yeah, he was patient zero. All right, there's all this controversy. How did COVID begin? Let's end the controversy right now, okay? It was bro here. He started it. It wasn't from a wet market, okay? It didn't come from a lab or anything. It literally started with sweaty Texas boy. That's what he just manifested it out of his body. It was something was going to happen, bound to sooner or later. And he is COVID. He is literally COVID. I just really am glad that conversation went the right way, because what if he was just like, I don't give a fuck? What if he was just like, I couldn't give two fucks about that? What do you do at that point? Are you just going to just take the L, just be like, oh, that's great. Wow. Oh, wasn't expecting that. So you have no self-respect. Literally nothing. Okay, cool. Good to know. Okay. Wow. All right. Didn't really foresee myself getting to this place. But I guess I'm just going to go screw myself in the corner. I guess that's kind of my only option now at this point. Yeah. You know what? And then he just puts you under his armpit and starts giving you a noogie or something. He's like, yeah, you fucking think I smell? You fucking think I smell? Smell fucking this. Just goes unbelievably wrong for you. I feel like a person who smells that bad would kind of like have some out-of-pocket behavior like that. It's like, okay, then, yeah, totally, cool, totally, yeah. I actually was telling everybody else that, like, I got voted into saying this, but I was telling everybody else, I kind of like the smell. Yeah, totally. The smell is actually, like, super chill. I think it's refreshing. It wakes me up. I haven't been drinking coffee all semester because your smell just got me, wow. It's potent. That's what it is. Yeah, for sure. It's really got me, yeah, it's unforgettable. Let's say that. It's unforgettable. I'm traumatized even by it. Okay, yeah, but sure, yeah, it's cool, definitely, yeah, very cool. Next one comes from CPT Jerkface. I used to work in a customer care call center for a major telecommunications company. A woman called in one day to inquire about two $99 charges, on her bill from Lava Life. She kept pressing about the charges, what they were, and I had to explain to her that Lava Life is a dating service and that the charges were legitimate. If she didn't make them, did someone else in her house maybe do it? There was only her husband, and I heard her go from, but he would never, to, I have to go now, as it set in. That was almost 20 years ago, and I still feel awful. Yeah, come on, bro. You're racking up like hundreds of dollars on the telephone. You don't think your wife is going to be like, Lava Life, and they told me it was some dating service, like, you're spending hundreds of dollars? It's like, Lava Life, I don't know what that person's talking about. It's literally it's like a Facebook group, but over phones, talking about the love for Shark Boy and Lava Girl, okay? And I'm on the side of Lava Girl. So, there's Lava Life, or Lava Line, and then there's Shark Sound. And Shark Sound, they're the Shark Boys, okay? The Shark Beacons. They're in their own group. They're in their own little gang. I'm a Lava Lifer, okay? I'm a Lava Liner. I'm down with the Lava Girl. Okay, that's kind of what we're talking about here. It's different perspectives. We're a fan club. It's just a big phone conversation. We all phone in. I don't know what this dating service, like, what dating service? Like, how do you even date over the phone? How do you even do that? What do you, like, talk? It's like dumb. Yeah, that would never happen. It's like, yeah, you're kind of caught in, yeah. You really can't get around that. There's really no excuse you can have. But I just don't understand. How can you be spending that much money and just be like, it's not what you think it is? Like, that's just like, what other phone service costs $400 a session? Listen, what you don't understand is Lava Life is, I'm actually talking to experts about volcanoes. I'm talking about expertise on the couple of volcanic eruptions that are happening across the globe, and they also educate you on previous ones and previous extinctions and explosions of and eruptions of volcanoes that had an impact on the dinosaurs. Okay, so I think you're being a little bit... How else? I'm paying for the expertise. I'm paying for the knowledge. Have you ever taken a college class before? I know I'm not getting a degree. These are just guys doing it for fun. But I'm supporting local geology. Support local geology. So this is the only way. Times are changing, okay? How are geologists supposed to make money? They can't all be professors. All right? They can't all work at Jurassic Park. Some of them have to find real jobs. Okay? Some of them they're selling themselves, okay? This is you're really going to bring this down on geologists, poor geologists who are just trying to make a penny and a dime to scrape by in life? Really? You're going to just blame this on the poor geologists? They look at how much work that they put in. They're out doing geology and geology stuff every day, excavating, exploring, unearthing every day. And who appreciates them? Nobody. That's why I'm paying $400 every night for some Lava Life. Okay, it brings a little bit of lava into my life, a little bit of spice, a little bit of heat, and knowledge into my life. Okay, think of this as a learning experience. Your husband is learning, and if you want to, fine, I'll stop. But you have to understand, you're getting in the way of education. You're standing in the way of me truly fulfilling my lifelong dream of becoming Indiana Jones. Like, I understand. Like, maybe he's not necessarily a geologist, but he has friends who are. So maybe I can be on the roster. That's all I'm saying. Stand in the way. Sure, why don't you? Next one comes from W.R. Ludlow. There was a rule at my job where only one of these two supervisors could be off at a time. One of them loved to take a full week off during holidays to get more bang for his PTO buck. One year, he had Thanksgiving week off, but the other supervisor had family come into town that week on late notice. The other supervisor asked him to cancel just one of his days so she could spend the day with family. He declined, even after she basically begged him, and he even said he didn't have anything to do that day. She then proceeded to take PTO days every Wednesday of a holiday week for the next calendar year, effectively blocking him on taking his cheap weeks off. Damn. Okay, that's petty as hell, but I mean, I guess. He told me that he thought it was funny because he knew she didn't have enough time to take all of those vacation days and she'd eventually have to cancel some of them. I got to tell him, I hate to break it to you, but she only took 2 hours off each of those days. See, the rule didn't differentiate between a partial or a whole day, so she only had to burn 24 hours or so to block him. He looked devastated. It was kind of petty on both of their parts, but I give her credit for being creative in her retribution, and don't blame her a bit for what she did. Yeah, kind of, it's like, you know what? It's a bit of fighting fire with fighter, metaphorically, but I just, really, people like this make me so confused. It's like, really? Are you just getting off on the fact that you don't have anything to do on a particular day and someone has last minute family commitments and you're just going to be like, wow. Yeah. You seriously thought in a day where I had shit fucking all to do that I was going to help out your ass? That I was going to help you out? No. Family? Never had it. Never had it. Ate my twin brother in the womb. I don't know anything about family. And the womb? I was the first human born in a lab. I don't even have parents. I was raised by AI in a VR AR simulated environment. I am the first human born of this next technological generation. Do you really think I'm going to care about your family? Sit here and plead to me, oh, you haven't seen your family in 10 years, haven't been able to see them once, they live on the other side of the globe and they're finally coming to visit. Yeah. Cry me a river, okay? Cry me a frickin' ocean, why don't you? Family? I don't know such thing. I'm going to sit there and just... I'm not even going to do anything. I'm going to sit in a chair all day and stare at the wall. I'm going to bore myself to death. I'm actually may die of death. Die of death. Of boredom. Die of death. Cause of death. Died. I may be the first human to ever die of boredom. I'll be the first human to die of boredom before I ever take your shift. It's like, really? Is that what we've come to today? Like, it seems like he was kind of getting pleasure from that. Like, he was just like, ha, standing in your way of seeing your family. It's like, whoa, okay, psycho. Like, what, like, really? You're, like, it's honestly concerning behavior. Very concerning. Instead of being just, nice person helping somebody out in need, no, I'm just going to be an asshole. Yeah, no, that's, very, very, very noble of that person, yeah. Next one comes from Long Pork Merchant. I had an upper management type guy try to explain to me in a very condescending way how a specific device works and how to install it. All completely wrong. I wrote the manual for it. I own the patent, and it's named after me. You're not doing it right. You're supposed to turn it to the left, right, and then center, and then fully back, and then fully forward, and then left, right, center again. You're not understanding how this works. Do you really need... I bet I could pay a 5-year-old to explain this to you better. To explain to you in a way that you could understand that pea-sized little freaking brain mind of yours. Smaller than a freaking peanut. Okay, if you cannot get this through your mind, is it that simple? Come on. You. It's like, do I have to call the manufacturer? Am I seriously gonna have to call the manufacturer? You know what? Why don't you call the manufacturer? I think that would be a great idea. I feel like you just kind of just be like, yeah. Then his own phone rings. And he's like, oh my goodness, who could that be? Is this your number? Oh yeah. Hello, creator, inventor, and patenter of said product. Yeah, I think, oh no, you can apologize to me on your knees. Yeah, that's fine. The knees is fine. Yeah, I'll take that. Beg. Yeah, groveling. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a little bit of groveling in that apology. Sure. Yeah. Fired. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we'll see about that one. We'll see. I don't know if this has been very exemplary of a great work environment that you're setting here. That's kind of the ultimate own. You own the patent. You literally created it. Again, if he just calls his customer service, you're gonna pick up right in front of him. Like, hello. It'd be like the coolest thing ever. I'd feel like the dopest human alive ever. Like, bring, bring. Yeah, hello. I'm here to solve all of these problems that you've caused. I mean, that's kind of the most payback cool thing you could ever do in your life. I feel like that's cooler than like 99% of James Bond movies. Next one comes from Avocado Toast 93. My sister-in-law, my niece plays field hockey, and I love her. She plays in 2 different leagues. Wow, that's a lot of field hockey. Meaning it's 3 hours of field hockey games every Saturday and Sunday. My sister-in-law expected me and my husband to drive 1 hour both days, to watch niece play and pay attention the whole time. Did I mention the games are at 7 a.m.? We did this about once a month on either Saturday or Sunday, and I guess this wasn't enough for her. We had to tell her that we loved our niece, but we weren't going to be involved as she was in the game. I honestly don't even think the niece would care that much. I know 100% when I was a kid, I actively, especially in high school and shit like that, I wouldn't even tell my parents that I had stuff going on because I sometimes I didn't even want them to show up. I really didn't even care if they were in the audience. I couldn't care less. I was just living my own life. Some of them, sure. You know, the playoff game. Come to the playoff game. Come to the final competition performance thing going on here. But, I mean, I don't think I'm begging my aunt and uncle to come out and watch. It's no, Mom, I really don't care. It's an open field practice. This is not serious, Mom. This is not competition. It's literally just an open practice. Well, I guess you don't care about family then. I guess family values aren't important to you then. I guess you hate your niece. And you know what, niece? You know what, daughter? You must hate your aunt and uncle for not wanting them to come. You must just hate them. You don't even want them there. I understand. I get it. I wouldn't want them there either. I hate them too. It's amazing to me how much they couldn't give a fuck about family. Family is all that we in this family care about. And it seems that what's bigger than field hockey? What could possibly be bigger than field hockey? I'm struggling to come to mind something right now that could ever be a bigger deal than my daughter's field hockey. And the fact that you're not coming for 3 hours every Saturday and Sunday, I think it's pretty reflective of the type of person you are. A normal person. Yeah, a normal person. No problem showing up to a game or two here and there, coming out supporting. But I'm not. Every Saturday, Sunday at 7 a.m., I think I'm living my own life. My life doesn't necessarily revolve, especially my weekends, when the only time that I have off, not to cause offense, but I haven't really been designing and structuring my life systemically around my niece's field hockey. I know, call me the devil here on this one. Call me crazy, but it's generally not where I'm spending a whole bunch of my time. I think, I work every day. I got kids of my own. It's a busy life. On a Saturday morning, I'm kind of prioritizing sleep because I have collapsed over the past few weeks for being forced to come to these games by threat. And I think the police are going to need to be called here because I got that menacing message, and I can tell when you're changing your voice. It doesn't sound different. You're trying to sound like Darth Vader, and you're just gargling your words, and you threatened to kill me last weekend, so I think I'm finally going to cut it here. I think this is where family stops and criminality begins. This is becoming starting to reflect a sort of a criminal, malicious sort of event going on right now. I know you're my sister-in-law, love you. You're my brother's wife, but and you seem fairly well. You're okay, but that doesn't mean that you're not a crazy criminal for threatening to stab me multiple times for not showing up to field hockey. I really didn't get that it was that serious of an issue. All right, folks, we're going to end the show there for today. Thank you all so much for tuning into another episode of the Reddit Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/ask Reddit. I'm your host, Luke Dick. Remember, if you're listening to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you get your podcasts, please leave us a rating and also leave us a review. It helps us out so much. Remember, please go and answer the poll for this week and join our subreddit at r/Reddit Asks Us, and you can respond to this week's question, and I will read your response out loud on the next week's following episode. And remember, you don't have to say anything specific responding to this episode. You could just say anything about the show in general, and I will entertain that and read it out loud on the next week's following show. I love each and every single one of you. Peace out. Love you. Goodbye.